George Bernard Shaw, 1856 to 1950, was an Irish playwright, critic, essayist, and social reformer. He was one of the most prominent playwrights of the late 19th and early 20th centuries, and is regarded as one of the greatest dramatists in English literature. Shaw was born in Dublin, Ireland, and moved to London in his early adulthood. While he was known for his sharp wit and thought-provoking ideas, it's important to note that he wrote extensively, and there are many memorable quotes attributed to him. Here are some of his most thought-provoking quotes. "Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. The only man who behaves sensibly is my tailor. He takes my measurements anew each time he sees me. The rest go on with their old measurements and expect me to fit them. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. Success does not consist in never making mistakes, but in never making the same one a second time. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. The possibilities are numerous once we decide to act and not react. Beware of false knowledge. It is more dangerous than ignorance. The greatest of evils and the worst of crimes is poverty. The power of accurate observation is commonly called cynicism by those who have not got it. The man who writes about himself in his own time is the only man who writes about all people and all time. People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, make them. There are no secrets better kept than the secrets that everybody guesses. The moment we want to believe something, we suddenly see all the arguments for it, and become blind to the arguments against it. The worst sin toward our fellow creatures is not to hate them, but to be indifferent to them. That's the essence of inhumanity. The more things a man is ashamed of, the more respectable he is. A fashion is nothing but an induced epidemic. The first condition of progress is the removal of censorship. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Without art, the crudeness of reality would make the world unbearable. Patriotism is fundamentally a conviction that a particular country is the best in the world because you were born in it. Life does not cease to be funny when people die any more than it ceases to be serious when people laugh. The secret to success is to offend the greatest number of people. 2% of the people think, 3% of the people think they think, and 95% of the people would rather die than think. Silence is the most perfect expression of scorn. The moment we want to believe something, we suddenly see all the arguments for it and become blind to the arguments against it. The greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life without a purpose. The best way to make your dreams come true is to wake up. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, make them. Do not wait to strike till the iron is hot, but make it hot by striking. The only way to deal with temptation is to yield to it. Freedom means responsibility. That is why most men dread it. We are made wise not by the recollection of our past, but by the responsibility for our future. The greatest challenge to any thinker is stating the problem in a way that will allow a solution. Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. If you cannot get rid of the family skeleton, you may as well make it dance. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. Hatred is the coward's revenge for being intimidated.